Hey y'all, what's going on? My name is Jamie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are making a keto cheesecake with a pecan almond crust. If you're not following me already, you can do so by clicking on that subscribe button down below. It's the little red button and the little bell next to it. Click that for notifications so anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to find out. All right, let's get cooking. All right, y'all, this is the cheesecake that we are going to be making today. It is the keto cheesecake with pecan almond crust. These are our ingredients that we're going to be using. If you want to go ahead and take a snapshot of that. What is awesome about this, so this, you can see that, it makes 16 servings. It's going to take you about almost just under 2 hours to make, but you're going to need to chill it for at least 8 hours to overnight. For each of these servings, it is going to be 2.3 net carbs, 315 calories, 28 fat, 7.8 protein, 1.3 fiber. So that is not too bad. And I'll tell you, I am a lover of cheesecake, so I'm really excited to throw this together. Here are the ingredients that I will be using to make the crust. So I just went over to Walmart and I got some pecans that I'm going to go ahead and get crushed up. Almond flour, some erythritol, half a stick of butter, and my springform pan that I am very excited to use. As you can see, I have never used this before. Still has the label inside of it, but I'm going to take that out, get it all nice and cleaned out so that we can get ready to use it. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so the first thing this has to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 375. So I've got that going on right now. And then we're going to grease the bottom and the sides of our springform pan. You can use butter, which is what I'm going to do, or you can line the bottom of this with some parchment paper. You can kind of like cut to fit the bottom of this, but I believe that butter makes everything better. So I am going to go ahead and grease the bottom of this with some butter. Now we have our pie pan all covered in butter. So next, we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to take a mixing bowl and we're going to mix all the dry ingredients for our crust. So I'm getting my food processor out, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my pecans, and we're going to measure out 1 cup of pecans, and I'm going to put it in my food processor, and we're going to chop these up. Okay, so we got a little bit more than a cup. These are also great for snacking. Okay, so here are our finely crushed pecans. That's just 1 cup. Remove this, and since we already know that this is 1 cup, so we're going to add this to our mixing bowl. So then we're going to add in our erythritol. So this is the erythritol, so we're going to add that in there. Our 1 cup of almond flour, and our half a stick of butter that we're going to go ahead and cube. Now you can either use a fork to do this, but I just so happen to have a pastry blender, so I'm going to go ahead and use this to blend everything up. I am not left-handed, but I'm doing this so that I'm doing this with my left hand so that you can actually see what I'm doing here, because otherwise my hand is just in the way. But you want to keep doing this until you have everything. You have this mixture in a crumbly mix, and then we will press it down into our springform pan. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this, and I'll show you what it looks like when I am done. So this is a pretty good crumbly mixture, so we're going to go ahead and put this in our springform pan, and we're going to press it down, and then we're going to throw her in the oven. just kind of right now just making sure that everything is all nice and even before I start pressing down. And then when I think I've got it pretty good, I'm just gonna go ahead and start pressing this down pretty firm. So I feel like this is pretty good. So now we're gonna stick this into our oven, which is preset to 375, and we're gonna bake this for 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so I have 5 packages of cream cheese in my bowl here that I'm gonna go ahead and take my hand mixer, and we're gonna whisk this up until it is nice and fluffy. So I just pulled our crust out of the oven, and this is how it is looking. We got a nice golden brown edge around here, so this is looking really nice. So now that that is done, we're gonna go ahead and drop our temperature to 325. But like I said, don't just ignore mine, okay? It's off, it's stupid, it's old. All right, but anyway, you're gonna drop your temperature, and this needs to cool completely. So while we're doing that, we're gonna come back over here and keep whisking up our cream cheese. Doesn't that look so good? Looks so good. So I'm thinking this is looking pretty fluffy. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I have here, this is a 1.5 cups of erythritol. Actually, no, I take that back. This is a 1.5 cups of Swerve's confectioner sugar, and the recipe does call for erythritol, but I don't have erythritol, so I'm using what I have. But you're gonna slowly add this into your cream cheese mixture while you're mixing it up on medium speed. So okay, so now that we've got that whipped beautifully into submission, we are going to go ahead and add our eggs. We have 4 eggs. We're going to crack these open, add them one at a time, mix them up. And then I have here a cup of sour cream that we will also mix in, as well as some vanilla extract and some lemon juice. So I'm going to go ahead and add in our eggs. There's 1. 2. And yes, I do realize that if I had actually gotten my stand-up mixer out, then I wouldn't have to keep stopping every time I added an egg. But it said to use a hand mixer, so that is what I'm using. There you go. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my sour cream. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. So the next thing I'm doing is adding 1 tablespoon of the lemon juice. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to go ahead and finish blending that all together. Okay, so what I had done, I had just taken this out of my freezer. So I have a blast freezer setting, so I just stuck this in my freezer for about 8 minutes. So this is pretty much cooled completely. I can touch it, I can touch the sides, all is good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap the bottom of our pan in some aluminum foil, and this is gonna help protect the pan because we're gonna have to put this in a roasting pan full of water before we add our cream cheese mixture into our crust. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so I have a sheet of aluminum foil, and we're just gonna go ahead, wrap the bottom of this. And like it says in the directions, this is supposed to kind of help protect for when it goes into the water bath. Okay, so I think that's pretty well protected. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our filling and we're going to pour it into there. So. So I really just wanted to make sure that I got every last little bit of that cheesecake. This is the roasting pan that I have, but it is so itty bitty that is not gonna fit into this. So I'm gonna have to improvise. So I have a giant cake pan that I'm gonna have to use because this is gonna go, your cheesecake has got to go into the pan, and then you have to fill the pan up with some water, and it needs to go halfway up your springform pan. And so since my actual roasting pan doesn't actually fit, like this won't actually fit into that pan I just showed you, I'm using a cake pan. So hey, do what you gotta do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my water to my pan here on the side. Now you want to be sure that you're not pouring it inside the aluminum foil, pouring it on the outside of the aluminum foil. But our water is about right there. So that's about halfway on our pan. So I'm gonna call it good right here. I'm not gonna add any more. And so the next thing we're gonna do, we're going to bake this cheesecake in our oven at 325. Remember, you had presetted your, you lowered your temperature down to 325, and you're going to bake this cheesecake for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Or until the center is firm and the top will be lightly brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this into the oven. So I just set my timer for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and so we're just gonna go ahead and let that bake. Just pulled this out of the oven, and this is what it's looking like. It has risen quite a bit, and now this has to cool completely, and then I'll stick it in the refrigerator for 8 hours to overnight. All right, y'all, that wraps up our Southern Keto cooking series. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all the things. And if you really want to, you can hop on over to Instagram and you can follow me over there. I will leave that link down below, as well as the cookbook I have been getting all these recipes from. You can check that out for yourself. buy a book for yourself. I am not affiliated with the author, the book, the Amazon, nothing. I just got this book from my mother-in-law. I tried out some recipes. I really enjoyed them and I wanted to share them with you. So if you enjoy this plus other content like what I eat in a day, follow me around type of vlogs, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I will see y'all next time. Bye.